What's good, YouTube? It's your man Rage King back with another one. Yes, another upload to the channel. And before we get started, I actually please go down there and hit that like button, hit that sub button, hit that share button, and hit that bell for notifications if you're new. Welcome to Rage Ranch TV. This is how we do Rage and Rebels. Crown up! And if you're new to the crew, welcome to the Rage and Rebel Revolution. Now let's vibe. And y'all, in today's video, I'm going to be discussing, did the Rockets make a mistake by trading Russell Westbrook? Let's speak on it. Now, for those that have been following the channel for a little while, man, I started this channel around the time Bill O'Brien needed to be fired. This is ironically around the same time the Rockets still had James Harden and Russell Westbrook on the team. And I've always said, and I will always say to my grave, and always truly believe, when you have two MVPs on the same team, you find a way to make that work for longer than one season. You have to give that at least 2 seasons, at least 2 to 3 seasons to see where you can truly end up. And with that being said, the Houston Rockets only did it for 1 season, and they ended up getting rid of both James Harden and Russell Westbrook. Now, a lot of people say, well, it was time to move on to the future, build for the future. But I want to look at it this way. What would have happened? Because if you look back at it, if you look back at the story of Russell Westbrook and James Harden in Houston, Russell Westbrook didn't necessarily come out and say, at least not more than once, he didn't necessarily say he didn't want to be in Houston. He just said he didn't want to play with James Harden. You understand what I'm saying? And Houston, the only reason why he said he wanted to leave Houston per se is because James Harden was here, and the understanding at that time was James Harden was the guy. You understand what I'm saying? Now, had Houston looked at the situation, since James Harden was the one that requested the trade first, he turned down the contract extension first. Let's look at how it would have turned out if Houston would have said, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and trade James Harden. We're going to keep Russell Westbrook, and we're going to trade James Harden and see if we can get another star. What would have happened if Houston would have traded James Harden, say to Philly, which I think they should have done. I always think they should have done. Say they would have traded him to Philly and got back Ben Simmons. Now you got Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Christian Wood, surround them with shooters and maybe another bit. And at the time, y'all had Boogie Cousins. You understand what I'm saying? Another big body down low. Imagine if you would have had Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Christian Wood, shooters, a DeMarcus Cousins down low, shooters, and a Steven Silas type offense. With the pieces y'all have now, with a Jay Sean Tate, with a Sterling Brown. You understand what I'm saying? It's just, I know that everybody look at this video and say, well, hindsight's 2020 is 2020. But you look at it, I have always been the one that said they should have kept both of them. Yeah, if you had to trade them, you trade Russell Westbrook. I did say that at the time. But you look at what Russell Westbrook is doing in Washington. They're not necessarily a good team, but Russell Westbrook is going to be Russell Westbrook. He's missed a triple-double for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So he's remained relatively healthy throughout this season. And if you keep Russell Westbrook on the team instead of trading him for a John Wall, it could be argued that the Houston Rockets, if they would have stayed healthy, of course, it could be argued that the Houston Rockets could very well have been in the playoffs this year. Because if you put James Harden and Ben Simmons, say you trade James Harden to Philly, you got Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Christian Wood, DeMarcus Cousins. You see what I'm getting at? That's a playoff type. If that's a healthy roster, that's a playoff type roster. You understand what I'm saying? That's a roster that can scare a lot of teams, especially if you surround them with shooting. Now, James Harden's gone. Russell Westbrook is gone. I get it. But I just wanted to look at and walk down the rabbit hole of what would have happened if we would have just said, you know what, we're going to keep Russell Westbrook and trade James Harden because we're not ready to give up just yet. We want to continue to win. We want to at least be in the play. We want to take one more crack at the playoffs. We're going to try this. We're going to reload an entirely different way. And I always say that they should have traded James Harden for Ben Simmons for the simple fact Ben Simmons is a young all-star that's going to be one of the top faces in the league. So you don't really fall off too hard. You not only you're going to fall off a little bit, but the future, you can still be relatively good now, but the future will be bright if you continue to build pieces around them. That's why Philly is doing so good right now. But with the Russell Westbrook situation, man, I really hate that we let him go. No disrespect to John Wall, but I just think that we should have ran it back and went to and tried a crack at the playoffs one last time instead of completely rebuilding. But that's just me. That's just me. Y'all let me know down in the comment section what y'all think about if the Rockets traded the wrong star, if they traded Russell Westbrook a little bit too early, let me know if you would have traded Russell Westbrook or if you would have completely rebuilt the team yourself the way they did. But as long as you remain respectful and logical, we can have a conversation. But that's going to be the end of my video for today. I hope you enjoyed. It's been a pleasure making it for you. My name is Rage King. I am out, and I'll be back later on with more videos, more commentary, more good content. Now, hashtag that. Enough said. See y'all next time.